news making the headlines tonight. Anambra State government suspends payment collection of all flying revenues. Federal government unveiled first diplomatic village in Nigeria. And on the foreign scene, 39 migrants die in bus crash in Panama. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome on ABS Evening News. My name is Chinyere Ikoreke. Anambra State government has suspended payment and collection of all flying revenues. A release signed by the Anambra State Commissioner for Information, Chief Paul Wonsu, stated that the suspension takes effect immediately until further notice. It listed the affected revenues to include commerce fees, scrap metal and weather fabrication, sand beaches and borrow pits, chippings, stones and gravel. Other affected revenues as listed in the release are loading and offloading, forestry, produce and veterinary inspection. Though the latter has not been awarded, it says that henceforth anyone collecting these revenues are doing so illegally and requested all to report anyone caught in such illegal collection to law enforcement agencies or call numbers 0812-2554-530, 0812-0356-133, 07069-680112 and 08069695398. Following callers' report during Governor Chukwuma Soludo's media chat with India Anambra last Monday, the Anambra State Joint Enforcement Team has arrested over 48 illegal revenue collectors and touts across Anambra State. Those arrested were on those locations specifically reported by callers during the media chat with the governor. We have details.
The flashpoints that were raided by the Anambra State Joint Enforcement Team, led by its chairman, retired Air Vice Marshal Ben Chiobi, and the Director of Operations, Mr. Chukwuma Opale Zufu, were Bridgehead, Oga Junction, Upper Iweka, among others, all in Onitsha. Others were Nnewi, Ibuhu, Ekwulobia, Amansi, and Ifitoka Axis. The suspects are already being profiled for arraignment before the court. Retired Air Vice Marshal Ben Chiobi said that they will not relent in ridding the state of criminal elements until the state is sanitized of their menace. Governor Chukwuma Soludo had, during the media chat, reiterated his government's resolve on the ban of touts, illegal revenue collectors, and zero tolerance to all forms of criminalities.
Anambra Commissioner for Housing, Honorable Polly Onyeka, has paid an unscheduled inspection visit to ongoing road and building projects at Ekwulobia and Enugu General Hospitals in Anambra State. Staff reporter Njideka Okoye covered the inspection visit and now reports.
At the two hospitals, Commissioner Onyeka inspected roads and buildings under construction and reconstruction, including wards, walkways, emergency unit, laboratory, conveniences, morgue, and car park, among other places. Speaking after the inspection, Honorable Onyeka, who expressed gratitude to Governor Chukwuma Soludo for what he is doing in the state, noted that upgrading of general hospitals in the state is one of the things in the governor's manifesto, adding that it is a way of giving India Anambra the best level of health care. He expressed satisfaction that things are moving as planned, but frowned over the pace of work at the sites and called on the contractors to speed up and increase the numerical strength of their workforce so as to deliver on time, as the two general hospitals will be commissioned by the middle of next month. The Housing Commissioner, who ordered both the consultant and the contractors to see to the demolition of all the old and expired buildings that pose aesthetic threats to the hospital environment, and advised the contractors to create green veg area at the hospitals for relaxation.
Upgrading this general hospital at Ekwulobia is one of those very crucial things that you have in Mr. Governor's manifesto. So for us, is a way of giving our people the best level of health, and I am highly delighted that things are moving on as planned.
The project's consultant, architect Henry Arinze, thanked the governor for making hospital upgrade part of his manifesto, which he noted shows that he understands the importance of a healthy society, and thanked the commissioner for making out time to inspect the projects and made some corrections, promising to adhere to those corrections. The chief medical officer of Enugu General Hospital, Dr. Frank Ifaneme, appreciated Governor Soludo for his intervention at the hospitals, which he observed has given the hospital a facelift, and thanked the commissioner for his commitment to the projects.
And even you were here about 2 months ago, this place doesn't look like hospital. It looks like shanties. But with intervention of the governor, we are trying to see a new hospital in all its entirety. The walls are being taken care of. We now have digital X-ray and automated machine for lab, that within a space of 5 minutes you can get all the lab you need.
Commissioner Onyeka was accompanied to the sites by architect Kelechi Mbadiwe, Mr. Samuel Ojeleke, engineer Ikedi Eze, Anderson Obianyo, among others. Njireka Okoye, ABS News.
Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS, will go with Valentine's celebration as the staff marked the birthday of one of their own, Prince Emeka Kalu. The Valentine Kun birthday bash took place at the premises of the ABS corporate headquarters, Oka. Correspondent Ngozi Obileri now reports.
It was a gathering of like minds who put together a surprise package for the celebrants as staff of ABS gathered to thank God for the gift of New Year to one of their own, Prince Emeka Kalu, popularly called Magic Fingers. Prince Emeka is the Vice President, Zone C, Radio, Television and Theatre Arts Workers Union, Ratau. Speakers at the ceremony poured encomiums on the celebrant for being an outstanding personality in the media industry. In his speech at the event, the managing director of the ABS, Sachido Obidiegu, described Prince Emeka as an astute professional who does his job with diligence and credibility, a bosom friend, and a loyalist who stands by his friends no matter the situation. Sachido urged all staff of the establishment to strive to write their names on the marble, just as the celebrant, so that they will have something they will be remembered for.
Right. Sometimes it becomes, the journey.
The traditional ruler of Umweri, Igwe Beneth Emeka, and the people of Umweri has celebrated the 6th Ovala Festival of the Monarch, tagged Ovala Ivoma 2023. The Palace of Igwe Emeka, the venue of the Ovala Festival, was filled to capacity as people from all walks of life, including traditional rulers of other communities, business associates, government functionaries, sons and daughters of Umweri and their friends, gathered to celebrate the event and pay homage to the Umweri monarch. Staff reporter Njideka Okoye now reports.
This year's Ovala also featured conferment of chieftaincy titles on some of the illustrious sons and friends of the community. Igwe Emeka thanked God for the huge success of his 6th Ovala celebration, which he said is a celebration of good things in Umweri, noting that Umweri celebrating 6th Ovala after 22 years without a monarch is one of the good things God has done for New Umweri, urging them to maintain peace and love for one another to sustain development of the community. Igwe Emeka, while breaking the kola nut, stated that Umweri people are living peacefully and coexisting with their neighbors, and also very submissive to constituted authority, urging them to maintain harmonious coexistence to enhance peace and more development in Umweri.
na Chineke ga-ebute uwe n'udo n'afa Jizọs. Ndị bịagoro abịa mgbe ha ga-ana biko Chineke ga-eburu onye ọbụla n'udo n'ebe o si wee bịa n'afa Jizọs.
Igwemeka later performed his 6th Owa dance accompanied by the Umueri Royal Cabinet. In their remarks, the traditional ruler of Aguleri, Igwe Michael Idigo, said he came to show solidarity of Aguleri people to Igwemeka and prayed that the Ovala Ifeoma will bring better things to the Igwe and people of Umueri, while the President General of Umueri General Assembly, Chief Johnny Mechie, thanked God for
I pray that the celebration of your banner will bring Ifeoma to the Igwe himself and Ifeoma to the entire people of Umueri.
I celebrate and give thanks to God for it today. That's why I said this is the year of Ifeoma in Umueri. I said that we have got the grace of God. The grace of God is on us, and we are receiving the favor of God.
Some of those who received chieftaincy titles, including member representing Anambra East and West Federal Constituency, Honorable Chinedu Obidigwe, and Chief Mrs. Christian Madunatu, thanked Igwemeka and Umueri people for the honor and promised to maintain a better relationship. Other speakers at the event, including Anambra Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Mr. Ifeanyi Ukoma, and former Senior Special Assistant to former Governor Obiano, Chief Lawrence Anibe, noted that Ovala is always unique, noting that Igwemeka is gradually transforming Umueri, as the community is now wearing a new look. The Ovala Festival earlier commenced with an interdenominational service, while paying of homage to Igwemeka, cultural dances and other displays featured at the celebration. From Umueri, Njideka Okoye, ABS News.
On national matters, the federal government of Nigeria has opened the first ever duty-free shop for diplomats in Nigeria. The duty-free edifice unveiled in Abuja is in compliance with the 1961 United Nations Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, which has been domesticated by the Nigerian government. Ekwiyajide filed the report.
Diplomatic Immunities and Privileges Act number 42 of December 1962 provides the status of exemption of diplomats from all dues and taxes. According to the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, who declared the shop open, the essence is to reciprocate the good gesture and privileges Nigerians serving in countries such as South Africa, Ghana, Tanzania, Kenya, and most EU countries are enjoying. She noted that to ensure transparency and accountability, government mapped out plans that would checkmate abuse of the privileges for international best practice.
The decision to permit the operations of a duty-free facility for the exclusive patronage of diplomats was born out of the desire to comply with an international best practice and to reciprocate the good gesture of other countries that offer similar privileges to our own diplomats serving in those countries. Diplomats enjoy duty-free shopping facilities in several countries such as in South Africa, Ghana, Tanzania, Kenya, most of the EU countries and a few others.
The Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Zubairu Dada, who lauded the project, expressed optimism that the service will enhance more platforms and opportunities for members of the diplomatic community to thrive, especially as the facility has enough security for their protection.
In recognition of the significance of the duty-free facility, all relevant stakeholders, especially competent security agencies, have been mandated to work in synergy in ensuring adequate security to protect diplomats who visit this facility. It is therefore expected that all members of the diplomatic community in Abuja will patronize this duty-free store, which is exclusively established to serve them.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Diplomatic Village, Uche Odozo, said the village came after a long process and will cater for diplomats such as Commonwealth country, foreign envoy, among others who are to get the tax exemption at the duty-free shop.
We invite you to come in, take a look at it. Correct us where we may not have or we may have fallen short of your expectations.
In Abuja, Princess Ekwi Ajide reporting.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has said that the old 500 naira and 1,000 naira banknotes are no longer legal tender in the country. The president made this known in an address to Nigerians where he also apologized to Nigerians over the difficulties experienced in assessing the scarce new naira notes. He, however, said that the old 200 naira note will be legal tender for the next 60 days till April 10th, 2023, while besieging Nigeria to deposit their old 500 naira and 1,000 naira notes with the CBN. President Buhari equally directed the Central Bank of Nigeria to intensify collaboration with anti-corruption agencies in checking the activities of those bent on frustrating the smooth implementation of the currency redesign policy. He called on the Apex Bank to ensure that any institution or person found to have impeded or sabotaged the implementation should be made to bear the full weight of the law. On the foreign scene, at least 39 people, most of them undocumented U.S.-born migrants who had just survived a perilous jungle crossing, died in a bus crash in Panama, officials said. Maria Isabella Sarava, Panama's Deputy Director of Migration, said 28 people were also injured in the accident. The bus plugged into a ravine and hit a minibus about 400 kilometers west of the capital, Panama City, the National Migration Service said in a media statement. It said the injured, including children, were being treated at the various hospitals and clinics, and the latest death toll was based on preliminary information, Sarava said. 66 people were on the bus, meaning at least one victim was likely from the vehicle it hit. She said 20 of those on the bus were minors. UNICEF said in a note to AFP that at least 3 children were among the dead. The bus was transporting migrants who had crossed the Dera Gap on Hospital Jungle and boarding Colombia. They were moving westward towards Costa Rica from their aim to continue their journey through Central Africa and Mexico to the United States. In sport, the Tigers head coach to the last window of the FIBA Basketball World Cup African qualifier, Ogo Odadu, has expressed confidence that his players will fight its way through for a place in the World Cup. Odadu, who is also coach of Rivers Hope, said in Abuja that the players in camp are ready to give their best and ensure that Nigeria gets a ticket for this summer's World Cup holding in Philippines, Japan, and Indonesia. He also revealed that the team will be trimmed to 12 by the end of the week to enable the technical crew to concentrate on plays ahead of the task ahead. Nigeria is built to open the race for the ticket against already qualified Cote d'Ivoire on Friday, February 24th, and play against Guinea and host Algeria. Remember that you can follow ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television Oka. Subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Radio Television Oka. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. The main point again, Anambra State government has suspended payments collection of all flying revenues. Federal government has unveiled first diplomatic village in Nigeria. And on the foreign scene, we told you 39 migrants died in bus crash in Panama. Before we go, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Thanks for watching. My name is Chinyere Ikiorike. Good night.